It's not about achieving the goal by a certain time. It's about who you have become to achieve the goal during that time. Hi YouTube, how are y'all doing? How is your week going? Last week, things kind of got chaotic. Life was just throwing hands at me. But you know, one thing about it is we're gonna throw hands back because God's on our side. So this week, I am gonna bless you guys with 2 videos. It's gonna help prepare you guys for next month and the upcoming months, and honestly, your lifetime, because I feel like what these next 2 videos, they're gonna be more intentional because we are approaching a new month, right? So I do wanna help you guys. If you guys need help with like some monthly stuff, like goals, just motivation, just inspiration and tips, that's what these next 2 videos are gonna be on. So stay tuned for more. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications too, so you will be alerted when the next video is posted and for my weekly videos, all right? And then also too, I do want to come in and just ask you guys, like humbly, like if you guys need help or you struggle with any area in your life, like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, comment, DM me, message me, and we could like talk about it. I could pray for you. And also too, like I could make a video about it, and because you never know what you're going through, someone else is going through. And so if you just bring light to it and just open your mouth, you could honestly help somebody else out by just, speaking up, right? So let's get into this video. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about 6 steps to achieving a goal. And this is 6 proven steps. This is not coming from me. I didn't create this. Zig Ziglar, if you know who he is the one who did create these steps. And then I learned it from David Munite, who is actually a life coach. And I was able to like be coached by him through actual events, like going to in-person conferences, and then also through Zoom calls. And this guy, I believe is the highest paid African American entrepreneur in America. And honestly, he has so much value. So he is someone I really do study and I really do trust. And like his teachings, I did put to practice and I have seen results from them. So I am passing this information along to you. I did not create this. I'm not no expert. I want to let y'all know that I'm not no expert. I am not licensed at anything. I am just talking about from my experiences, from being able to be mentored. Also too, most of what I'm talking about is coming from God. Like, so where you guys are getting your information from is valid sources. So don't think I'm finding someone random and then doing it. No, my sources are valid. I make sure I do my research. I make sure I at least put it into practice before I try to preach it to other people, because I want to practice what I'm preaching, okay? So I do want to talk about goals, and goals is so important. If you don't have any goals set in life, whatever age you are at, you need to set them, and it's not too late to set them, okay? It is not too late, because one thing about life is a journey. It's not just a destination, it's a journey. And so goals is giving you that destination to your journey, because if you don't have a goal set, then you don't know where you're going. You're just walking on different paths. You're hopping on different paths. You're lost. You're confused. You're just going with the flow. But if you have a goal set in place, you are actually going out and living. And that's what goal, like the abbreviation for goal is. Go out and live. And that's what goals is going to help you do. And goals, it could be big, like enormous goals, or it could be small, little goals. It doesn't really matter. But as long as you set some type of goal, you're getting a destination to your journey, right? Because my goal in life, like just the idea, I have a destination of where I want my life to go. So the time that what I'm doing now with my life, I am preparing myself for my destination. And that's what the journey is about. The journey is preparing yourself for your goal, for your destination, okay? So write this down, or like note this. Goal means to go out and live, okay? Next, get like a pen or a piece of paper out. Write this stuff down, because this is very important. Like I'm telling you, this is information that is coming from multi-millionaires and people who have set out goals and are successful in life. It's not coming just from me, okay? Like I'm telling you guys, I'm passing it to you. but it's coming from people who proven this to be right? And then also too, I applied it to my life and it's been proven. Like where I'm at right now, my apartment, I did this exact steps and I got here, you know, within a year. So what is simple to do is simple not to do, right? And the first step is so simple to do, and sometimes we tend not to do it. The first step is to write the goal down. Write your vision down, okay? That's like number one. Put it on a piece of paper and write it down. It's literally stated in the Bible, okay? The title is The Lord's Answer, all right? And the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that whoever sees it may run with it. It says write it down on tablets. Make it plain. Not actual like tablets, phone, no. Write it down on a piece of paper and make it plain, because you need to see the vision. You need to see your goal. Like, yes, you can have it in your mind. And if you just keep it in your mind, it's a thought. And we have so many thoughts in our brain that if we just keep our goal as a thought, we're gonna forget about it. If you write it down, you're gonna remember. Like, I don't know what it is, but when you take notes and you write notes down on a piece of paper, you remember it more than if you take notes on your phone. I don't know why, but we do. But number one is so simple to do, yet so simple not to do. And this is where most people go wrong, because they don't write it down. You have to write it down. What is it? The goal, the vision. And if you do not have the vision or the goal, then that is when you have to turn to God and ask God, God, can you give me the vision for my life or for whatever aspect or area you want for that goal, right? Because the thing is, one thing about like God, is it goals or is it a distraction? And sometimes goals can be distractions. But if you center it around God, it's not going to be no distraction. It's going to be a vision for your life. But you have to write down the vision and make it plain. You have to write down the goal first. That's the first step. Okay, the second step is keep your goals close to you. All right, so this is important too. After we write things down, like say we get a notebook. I have my notebook right here. I have my notes by me because, you know, I'm going off the notes. This is my notebook. I love it. It was gifted to me. But sometimes, you know, we can write things down and then we can close our notebook and we can forget about it. I'm guilty. I do that sometimes. But when you at least have your goals close to you, you're going to remember. It's going to like refresh your mind. It's going to jog your memory. Right? So what you could do to have your goals close to you could get a goal card. So basically, it's a card. Like you get like an index card. You can get like an actual plastic card. You could get anything where it can fit in your wallet, fit in your purse or whatever, and write out your goal. I am so happy and grateful now that your goal, and then a completion date, which we're going to talk about next, right? But you have that around you 24/7. I have one in my wallet too, of how much income I want to make. So having your goal close to you is important. Another way you could have a goal close to you is a vision board, right? So you create a vision board. It could be digital or it could be paper copy. Digital, I feel like it's a lot more easier and convenient because you can have the digital one like on the background on your phone. Mine is the background on my phone. I made my vision board last year for this year and it's the background on my phone. And sometimes when I don't know what to do on my phone because like I said, I'm in a public area and I don't want to talk to nobody, there'll be times where I'm just looking at my vision board rather than texting or go scrolling through social media. You know, like I'm just looking at my vision board and just being reminded of my goal is to just get that energy from my goal, you know? A picture is like 1,000 words or something like that. So if you don't want to write it, have a picture for it, you know? So you can see it a lot more better so you can visualize it in your actual life, right? So you could do vision boards or create a vision environment, right? So basically having your goals around your place. And this is something I need to work on personally. What I'm gonna do, like I did this when I lived with my mom, but since I moved in, I haven't done it just yet. I have some post-it notes around and everything, but creating a vision environment. So put your goals around your house. Put a picture of the house that you want in your own house that you're at. Because the thing is, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be reminded that even though you're in your current situation right now, where you're going is a lot more better. It's a lot more better and you're gonna be happy at it. Sometimes when you feel overwhelmed, discouraged, frustrated, because we have those emotions, like we're not perfect. We're not gonna have, like, you know, we say, oh, I don't want them no more. We're still gonna have them. Okay, we're not perfect. Like even when you feel those types of feelings and you just see your goal, like you get like some type of peace, or yeah, you get some type of peace and just a relief of like not having to worry, because you remember that where you're at right now is just temporary and not permanent, and where you're going is your destination, is part of your journey, you know? So when you have that around you, it does help out. So you have to have your goals close. If it's on your phone, your tablet, your background, have it in a picture in your wallet, have a picture around your house, like decorate your house with your goals, like do something to your goals close to you. Create an actual vision board. Like if you have to go to Pinterest is perfect. I love Pinterest so much. Pinterest is like my big vision board, first off. But that's where I got most inspiration from. Like I just looked up the things that I wanted in my life. Like after I wrote down my goals, okay? Because like first you have to write it down to realize what you want. After I wrote down my goals, then that's when I went to Pinterest. And I was more intentional of what I was looking at, because I wanted something for my goals. Right, so I would go to my goals. Okay, let me look at this on Pinterest. And I went to Pinterest and I found a picture. I downloaded the picture. I did it on my digital vision board. But if you want, you could print. If you have a printer at home or whatever, you could print it out. Print it out. You know, create like an actual paper copy vision board. I do want to do one day. So like, maybe we could do that together. When our community grows, maybe we could do like a vision board together. We make vision boards. I don't know. Like, you know, we do something. But like the actual physical ones. And if you don't have the stuff or the time right now to make an actual physical one, just do a digital one. Like do a digital one. See how you like it. If you you know, like those pictures, then print it out, make the physical one, and just duplicate it. You know, copy it. Make the work easier for you. Number 3, I heard it's optional, and honestly, it is kind of optional, because number 3 is have a date of completion. So set a date of when you want to complete it by. And one thing about it is do not get emotionally attached to the date, okay? Because one thing about God is it's on God's timing, not our timing. Yes, we might want the Lamborghini sooner, but God might say, oh no, you need it, like, you know, you gotta wait a little. That's why some people get discouraged, because they're so emotionally attached to the date of their goal, and then when that date comes and they're nowhere near their goal, they get discouraged and just give up. But in reality, you just needed more time. You wasn't ready for your goal. So setting a date of completion is important. So some of my goals that I completed by, like, I have some like dates and like some months, like, you know, some estimates. I have some like, okay, by the end of the year, I want, you know, this, and I gotta say December 31st, 2022, you know, but have like a date, an ideal date, like a deadline. And when you have like a deadline, you're gonna move with a little bit more urgency, because like, you know, in school, whenever we had like the deadline or a due date, we made sure to get it done on the due date or before the due date, or like the day of the due date, and made sure, you know, it was done for the due date, for the teacher to grade the assignment, you know, so we can get our grades. So it does give some urgency when you do have a date of completion. But I'm letting you know, do not be emotionally attached or emotionally invested into the date. Like, don't. And if you don't hit it on that date, that does not mean stop. That does not mean give up and like, no. Like, no. Like, this is what people be doing. Like, I was people one time. And so you have to keep on going. Okay, you gotta keep on going. I'm gonna let you know. Like, even when you pass your due date, like, you know, you still gotta keep on going, because you never know. You might have had your goal set for June 27th, but in reality, if you just gave it one more month, in July 27th, you would have hit it. But instead of, you gave up and you didn't hit it. But if you just gave yourself a little bit more time, you could have hit it. And if you didn't hit it on your due date or close to your due date or past your due date, then you did something wrong. You didn't have time involved. Or like I said, it's on God's timing. Like, it's legit on God's timing. And if you are in a rush, or if you are impatient with time, it's just gonna make it so much more stressful for you. But give yourself time. Like, that's the thing. Like, we are in like the society that we live in, or like how we were developed and stuff, is that we are brought on instant gratification. Like, we want to write the goal down today, and we want it by tomorrow. Like, it's not gonna work like that. It's not microwave results. Like, and sometimes microwave results might happen, but it's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be longevity. All right, so don't look for that instant gratification, because instant gratification is not always good. It's not always good. The majority of the food that you could take from the freezer and put in the microwave is not always good for you, but you still eat it, but it's not always good. So that's why, like, just don't be emotionally attached to it. Be patient. Grow in the process, right? It's not about achieving the goal by a certain time. It's about who you have become to achieve the goal during that time, okay? So time is important, all right? But still have like a day of completion of when you want it done by. So if you get it done by that day, it's like, it just feelings, you know, you're happy, motivated, proud of yourself, you know, you like, this actually doesn't work. Okay, next, we need to prepare ourselves, right? And so, because life is not easy, it's not just a good, like one path. No, we're gonna have obstacles in life, all right? Even when we set goals, and for our destination, our journey is gonna come across a lot of obstacles. So that's why it's very important for you to at least list your obstacles, okay? That could be like limiting beliefs. That could be the environment you're around. That could be some emotional battles, some traumas that you dealt with. That could be a lot of things. That could be physical obstacles. I guess it could be spiritual obstacles, emotional obstacles. It could be a lot of obstacles, right? Sometimes a big obstacle that we face is ourselves. The biggest obstacle that we face is ourselves, right? Because we have that limiting belief. And if you don't know what limiting belief is, go look it up, right? But we have that limiting belief and we hold ourselves back. There's two types of people. There's one person that says I can, and there's one person that says I can't. Both are right. How are both right? Because they both believe in whatever they believe in. One person believes that he can do it, the other person believes that he can't do it. So guess what? Their results are going to be different, but their results are going to be right based off of what they believe in. The person who lists that obstacle of their limited belief saying I can't, they overcome that obstacle and now they say I can. And that was me. I have limiting beliefs sometimes. I'm still working on it, but I know my limiting beliefs are my obstacles that I face. So I know now that when I go through this journey towards getting to my goal and growing towards my goal, whenever I have a limited belief, I'm not gonna get discouraged by it and let it stop me, because I know it's an obstacle. I have the mindset that this limited belief is limiting me to not believe what I can actually believe in. So that's something that I need to work on and improve and develop on through this journey. So by the time I hit my goal, that limiting belief, that obstacle, I don't have to deal with that no more. Like, that's not a problem for me, okay? So listing out your limiting beliefs, and then this is a secret, okay? This is a secret. If you know the enemy, you can defeat the enemy. If you know the enemy, you can defeat the enemy. That's important. Like, sometimes you guys don't know your enemies and you guys are just fighting everybody. Everybody that's on site, you're fighting. Like, huh? And some battles should not be a fight at all. They shouldn't be worth your time. And you're giving your time to that instead of giving your time towards your goal, towards your vision in life. So if you at least take the time to write down, be real with yourself of the obstacles that you might physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially face, write it down. Like, sometimes we have goals of wanting to open up a business, and right now we might not have the money for it. So that's an obstacle, that you don't have the money for it right now. And if you write that down, you would know that, okay, once I get this money right, then you know that it's done. Like, I don't have to worry about this obstacle anymore. So I could start working on my goals. But we let, I don't have enough money, stop us from opening our business up. And that's a limiting belief. But just imagine if you knew your enemy and you were able to write out your enemy, you could just cross it off like, okay, bet, I'm done with that. I don't need to worry about it. Like, you're more prepared. You're coming into this battle with a different mindset and a different perspective, because you already know who your enemy is. You already know who you have to fight and who you don't have to fight. What you know you have to work on, And what you know, you just gotta improve on a little bit more. List out your obstacles. List it out. Write it out. Be real with yourself and write it out. Like just the discouragement, like those feelings, like your negative thinking. That's an obstacle. Write it out. Okay. Now, number 5, the next step is create your mastermind. All right, and this is important. And this is where the ball is going out. This is where you're actually getting into motion and you're creating that plan now. You're working with people who are in your field. You're working with people who are going to help you get you to the next level that you need to get to. You're being mentored. You're masterminding. You're talking. You're collaborating. You're networking with people who's going to help you through this journey. And mastermind, it can't be just anybody and everybody. And you have to be intentional with who you're listening to and who you're taking advice to. Yes, they could be in the same field that you're in, but are they seeing actual results? Are they preaching what they're like? Are they doing what they're preaching? If not, that's someone that you don't want to listen to. If they don't, I feel like sometimes too, if they don't have the same belief or intention, but creating your mastermind is very important, because now it's like, who are you going to be serving? All right, one thing about us, if you're following God, right? If you want to be at the seat that you want to be at, like your goal, in order for you to get there, and I learned this legit, yes, and this just made a lot more sense to me. In order for you to get there, you have to serve. If you want to be first, you must be the very last and the servant of all. But you have to provide humble service. You have to serve, and you have to be careful of who you serve. In your mastermind of people, that's who you're serving. That's who you're helping. That's who you're growing. Because one thing about it, when you're helping them, when you're growing them, it's naturally it's gonna help you. Like God is like, oh, you're helping them, you're serving other people. Okay, I'm gonna serve you. Just imagine you take the time to serve others around you. You take the time to serve others around you. And since you do that, God's like, I'm gonna serve you. You did an amazing job at serving them. Okay, but I'm gonna serve you. And getting served by God, that's an amazing feeling. Like that's just gives me joy and just peace and love and gratitude. Because by me serving someone else, I have a God who wants to serve me. So you're gonna have to do that in your the mastermind. That's where you're creating the plan. That's where you're executing the plan though too. That's where the work's getting done. Sometimes in that mastermind, who should be the main one and the one at the center is God. Okay? It's God. Like he should be your main man. Like he should be the boss, like the true, this is the play. This is the play we're making. Creating your mastermind, very important. Know who you're working with. Cause now when you know who you're working with, the people who are not gonna get you towards your goal, you're gonna they're kind of gonna just be pushed to the side a little bit, because and it's honestly, it's a good feeling of them being pushed to the side, because now they're not distracting you towards your goal. Like now you have a clear vision. You're running with people who want to run with you. You're running with people who are on the same vision, the same timing, the same mindset as you now. So you're not having really anyone stopping you back, right? So when you're with those people in that environment, it's different. Like you have that different type of you're like, let's get to it, And it's just it's amazing. Okay. But creating that mastermind is very important. It's going to give you a lot of energy. It's going to give you just a lot of inspiration, because you have people that you can bounce ideas off of. You have people who are going to give you advice, and there's people that you trust and people that you love, and people who are also serving as well, in everybody. And you do want people with experience too. You don't want people who's fresh off the bat. You might be fresh off the bat, but you don't want other people who's also fresh off the bat too teaching you, because you're your guys are learning together. And that's sometimes a good thing if you guys are starting something new, but sometimes if you are able to get in connection with someone who has the results that you want, get in connection with them and work with them. Okay. Then on the 6th step, the last step, is define your motivation. What is your reward to hitting this goal? Because sometimes one thing that we don't do is reward ourselves for accomplishing something that we haven't accomplished before, right? Pat yourself on the back, reward yourself. What is your give yourself a reward for hitting your goal, for facing those obstacles, and for getting it done. You got it done. How are you gonna treat yourself? Okay, because this could be anything. This could be any anything, but do it after your goal, because you're gonna feel a lot more better. If your goal was to make 6 figures by this certain amount of time and everything, like, reward yourself for go on a vacation. You know, do something that you couldn't do when you didn't have 6 figures. You know, I'm not saying go crazy, go all out and lose that 6 figures. No, be smart with it still, but treat yourself because you deserve it. Okay? Like, I'm not saying don't have pride, like, don't go overboard, but just treat yourself like we're human. Remember, guys, you gotta remember we're human. We need to be treated right. And sometimes a way to serve others is serving yourself, and serve yourself. After you just served other people, after you just served God's vision, after you did it in the time that you wanted to, after you wrote it down, you were disciplined to it, you grew through this process, you're a different person through this, you hit your goal, you masterminded with a lot of people, like I said, you served a lot of people. Now it's time to serve yourself and just appreciate the work that you did. Because then by then, you're harvesting the seeds that you sowed. We love a good harvest, right? And so just remember, after this video, when you take the time to sit down and like follow these steps, like, remember, think big, but big enough where it's still in God's hands. Because sometimes we plan our own life out and it's not aligning with God's plan. So sometimes the goals that you might have written down, the goals that you might have set and stuff, and they didn't work out and you did stop and give up. But remember, maybe it wasn't God's goal for you, or it wasn't his plan for you. So that's why, like, when you write these goals out, it's very important to pray beforehand and ask God, like, give me the vision so I can write it out, so I can make it plain, and so I can run to it. Okay? Because goals, they're gonna excite you. It's gonna energize you. Goals are giving you a picture of your future, of the future, right? Goals give you an exit from the past and a reason to wake up every morning motivated and determined. Goals is very important to have in your life, because when you have goals, you're actually going out and living. You're doing things that you normally don't do. You're getting out your comfort zone, and guess what? You're loving it, because you're just loving yourself through this process. You're having fun, you're growing. You know that the person that I am right now and the person that I'll be at the goal, they're 2 different people. So in that process, things are gonna have to change. In that process, I'm gonna have to change the obstacles. I'm gonna have to adapt. I'm gonna have to grow, right? And when you have a goal set, it just makes the journey a lot more exciting. It makes the journey a lot more fun and adventurous. It makes the journey it makes you want to just get up for real and, like, go at it. Like, for real. Like, it's like, wake up again. Oh, God, thank you for waking me up. I'm so grateful. Let's get to our goals. Let's get it done. Like, it's amazing. And it just gives you joy too, especially when your goals are surrounded by God. It just gives you joy to get done. I'm gonna say this one more time. It's not about achieving the goal by that time. It's about who you become to achieve that goal during that time. Okay? So this month, next month, April, is a new month and a perfect month for you to put this to use. Execute this and follow it. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is like steps from millionaires. Like, I did not hear this information until last year. And last year, that's when, like, my life legit changed. Like, that's when things start turning and life just started being different, because I was able to hit a destination for my journey. Hope this was helpful. Please, please, please apply it to your life right away. Do not wait. Do it before April 1st. I'm gonna push this video, get this video out beforehand, edit it. I love y'all so much. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can get notified for the next video. All right, so